Whoa, Brandon Baster for AceZone here to tell you about these hair headphones that I'm wearing. That's right, I said AceZone. You know that company that had the green lights that's on stage, or the Stockholm Major, Antwerp Major. That's right, they made a consumer-grade version of these headphones. They're called the Aspires, for all my aspiring pros out there who want to know from a company that had access to these major LAN environments how to build a pair of headphones so that if grandma is vacuuming in the other room, that you can't hear grandma, and that everybody on Discord can't hear grandma either. The mic, the headset, these are professional grade headphones at a consumer level price, okay? So if you want to get in there, AceZone.io, and I'm going to leave you with one thing here before we go. The AceZone Aspire headphones, you can hear footsteps much sooner than any other headset that you can buy on the market. That's all you have to know. Lightweight, comfortable, Bluetooth. Back to the video. Testing. I've re-recorded so many times. I accidentally told a racist joke. It's not that racist. I'm going to tell it again, but less racist. It's not even a joke. Racism isn't funny. An Asian team has made history in the Counter-Strike circuit. Last week, we saw IHC make a deep run at Katowice 2023. And for those who are just tuning in, this is just another result, another Asian team coming through and making a deep run. Well, it's just like other esports, isn't it, Lau? It's just like StarCraft, where they dominate. In Counter-Strike, well, I've only heard of IHC, but surely there's more Asian teams. No, it's not the case, man. We have Perfect World and Counter-Strike teams in China. We have IHC, this Mongolian team that have come out of nowhere. We have had players that have been playing for 1.6 that have been peppered throughout the Asian region, but we've never had Asian dominance in CSGO. And I think one thing that we're missing more than ever in Counter-Strike is other regions contributing wins, okay, making deep runs happen. So looking back to 2016, we had a fantastic result from Tyloo. They shocked the world. It felt like this is where things would start changing for Asian CS, for Asian dominance in our esport, maybe. No, not the case. Well, Tyloo, they got a big win. They beat Peak Luminosity 2016, right after their Columbus victory. This is the strongest point in Brazilian CS history, and Tyloo beat them 2-1 at Malmo. It was a huge result. Look at the pop-off. They went crazy. They absorbed a moment, but they didn't do much after that. Fast forward a little bit, 2018, and you know what they do? After this loss that Luminosity suffered, they rebuilt, okay? Even though they just won the major, it's one result to a team that was not nearly ranked highly enough. They said, okay, screw it, we're gonna change organizations. They changed to SK Gaming. They even got an Asian, okay? And Stewie, he's on record saying, you can't win if you don't have enough Asians. Stewie joins SK Gaming to help them defeat Tyloo, and they go up against him in Sydney and they lose again. Tyloo destroyed both iterations, SK Luminosity, in 2 different years, and these are the best results that we have had from an Asian team until today, until last week. This is an amazing thing you just witnessed. You saw IHC, Mongolian team. Leave a like if I should get a Mongolian flag tattoo. IHC, Mongolian team, ran through the play-in stage, taking down both Pain and Furia. What is it with Asian teams destroying Brazil every few years? IHC beat Pain 2-0, and then they beat Furia 2-1 and knocked Furia out of the play-in. How clean the CS looked. It looked sustainable, bro. The thing is that with some of these Asian teams, especially with Tyloo, the style of CS they played, they still messed up post plans. You know what I'm saying? Like standard fundamentals of Counter-Strike. These are things that all teams follow, but not Tyloo. They had insane fraggers. They had some crazy executes. All that stuff was cool, but they were missing a lot of the fundamentals. So it was hard to believe in Tyloo. IHC though, it's something different, man. Even though they didn't have great results at Rio, they played Astralis-esque CS. It was back at Antwerp that we first started talking about IHC. They got 13 rounds off Complexity. They 2-0'd the Renegades. You remember that? And then they took the first map off of Imperial. You could see that there was something here, that this team brought a special level to Counter-Strike. They play European CS. These guys are in Mongolia playing on 300 ping to connect to Face It, walking uphill both ways in the snow to get to the internet cafe just to be able to try and scrim against teams of other regions. How do they figure this out, dude? Furia and Pain go down and they get through the play-in, but they're not done there at the play-in, okay? They end up losing to Liquid in Kato, but then they take down Cloud9 2-0. They took down Cloud9 2-0. So the crazy cool story about IHC is they have a player, young player named Techno4K, 16 years old. When he was playing at Antwerp, was actually the youngest player at Antwerp, just a slight bit younger than Monacy. He replaced somebody who raged on IHC and broke his hand, and they needed a substitute. Techno4K came in and said, I can substitute, and they never went back to the guy who broke his hand. We have an interesting balance of playstyles and personalities, and I think another thing that stood out to a lot of people was that Annihilation, as a clutcher, put together some fantastic rounds. Like, look how he plays this 1v3.
How do they advance? Safe at 6 HP. Surely, at best, he's second into the bomb site. Still waiting, still creeping. There goes one. The transfer from Annihilation. He's seen Drop as well. He could actually do this. Drop doesn't have a kit. He's got to go fast. He's heard him, and he's found him. What a monstrous clutch from Annihilation.
The other sick part about IHC is that when you look at these player cams after rounds are over, they don't even react, dude. 1v3 here, the only person on the team who's reacting was off camera with Score. He was actually, you know, really bringing the hype, which is great to see because you don't want to see 5 players on a team all quiet. You want to have a hype up guy. But overall, this team is so calm. The aim is so good on IHC. Everybody's so chill. The interviews are good. I like Score's kind of attitude. He's confident about himself. He's proud of himself. He's proud of the wins. You know, he's a fierce competitor. IHC making some history here at IEM Katowice. Even though the run wasn't quite as deep, the number of teams, you know, they took down. The pool of Mongolian Counter-Strike players, how deep is this pool? Hundreds? Tens? This isn't a thriving region like we have in even North America for the amount of talent that we haven't heard about. Who's doing what IHC is doing at the moment? And the other thing that's really incredible is the fact that they're bringing in a sort of European playstyle. And what's cool about that is, like, it reminds me of the Super Smash Bros. Melee player named Armada. Super Smash Bros. Melee console game, really popular in Southern California. Armada was over in Sweden, and he was playing offline versus bots, to use Counter-Strike terminology. And he ended up figuring out how to optimize things about the game without any kind of tier 1 competition. And then he came over to America to play in tournaments. Now he's one of the best players of all time. And the way he started was just kind of in his room alone in the dark playing against bots. And that's sort of what IHC have done in a sense, right? They're trying to take on fucking Astralis 2018 playstyle with, you know, Tyloo on the other side who don't even know how to play post plants properly. And yes, sometimes IHC will actually lose to teams like this because they take so many more risks, but they stuck to it. They're disciplined, and now they're bringing that style out and are actually showing that you can do a lot with a little bit of resources. My dream is for Counter-Strike to be played in every country. I love what Valorant have. I want to have that for CSGO, and I'm really cheering on teams like IHC to show that you can do it. If you really love the game, not even having practice is an excuse anymore. IHC are showing that. That's why I love this story. So that's what Counter-Strike's about. For me, that's why I love IHC. And let's see what they can do at IEM Brazil and maybe the Paris Major, potentially Washington as well for Blast, which is coming up for the spring final. Could be a very exciting season for both Asian Counter-Strike and IHC specifically. So let's see what happens, huh?